It is incorrect to leave a lighting circuit connected with the neutral leg being switched instead of the hot leg. The National Electrical Code requires that the hot leg, not the neutral leg, be switched to maintain proper grounding and ensure safety. The NEC requires this for several reasons. Firstly, grounding. When the neutral leg is switched, the equipment grounding conductor, identified as the green or bare wire, is not connected to the neutral terminal of the power source, which can create a potential shock hazard. Secondly, overcurrent protection. The overcurrent protective device, such as a circuit breaker or fuse, is connected to the hot leg. If the neutral leg is switched, the overcurrent protection may not operate properly, leading to a fire hazard. Thirdly, personal safety. If the neutral leg is switched, there is a risk of shock when working on or around the circuit, even when the switch is turned off. Correcting the problem immediately should be prioritized, even if it requires working overtime. Prioritizing safety over potential financial gain is very important. You should also document the situation and inform your supervisor about the issue. It is possible that the existing circuit was wired incorrectly, and this should be investigated to prevent any future problems or accidents. In a standard electrical circuit, the power flows from the source, typically a breaker panel, through the hot wire to the load, such as a light fixture. After powering the load, the current returns to the source through the neutral wire, completing the circuit. A switch is used to interrupt the flow of current in the circuit, turning the load on or off. The NEC mandates that the switch must interrupt the hot wire, not the neutral wire. When the switch interrupts the hot wire, the load is completely disconnected from the power source when the switch is off. This ensures that no voltage is present at the fixture, making it safe to work on. However, if the switch interrupts the neutral wire, the hot wire remains connected to the fixture even when the switch is off. This means that the fixture is still energized and poses a shock hazard. If someone touches the fixture while believing it to be safe, they could receive an electrical shock. Grounding is a critical safety feature in electrical systems. It provides a low impedance path for fault current to flow back to the source, allowing the overcurrent protection device, such as the circuit breaker or fuse, to trip and to energize the circuit. When the neutral wire is switched, the grounding path can be compromised. If a fault occurs, the current may not flow back to the source through the grounding conductor as intended, which can prevent the overcurrent protection device from tripping. This can lead to a prolonged fault condition, increasing the risk of fire or equipment damage. Overcurrent protection devices, such as circuit breakers and fuses, are designed to protect electrical circuits from overloads and short circuits. They are sized to trip at a specific current level, preventing excessive current flow that could damage wiring or cause a fire. When the hot wire is switched, the overcurrent protection device is always in the circuit, ready to trip if an overcurrent condition occurs. However, if the neutral wire is switched, the overcurrent protection device may not function properly. If a short circuit occurs between the hot wire and ground, the current may flow through the load and back to the source through the neutral wire, bypassing the overcurrent protection device. This can allow the current to rise to dangerous levels, potentially causing a fire. The NEC contains specific requirements for wiring and switching electrical circuits to ensure safety. Section 300.3 C of the NEC requires that all conductors of a circuit, including the neutral conductor, must be run together in the same raceway, cable, or enclosure. This ensures that the impedance of the circuit is balanced, which helps to prevent voltage drops and reduce the risk of neutral current. Section 404.2 B of the NEC requires that switches must disconnect the hot conductor. This ensures that the load is completely energized when the switch is off, reducing the risk of shock. Section 404.22 of the NEC specifies the requirements for grounded conductors used with switches. It requires that the grounded conductor must be connected to the equipment grounding conductor at the switch location. This provides a path for fault current to flow back to the source, allowing the overcurrent protection device to trip. When troubleshooting a circuit with the switch neutral, several steps can be taken to identify and correct the problem. Firstly, verify that the switch is actually switching the neutral wire. This can be done by using a multimeter to measure the voltage between the hot wire and ground with the switch in both the on and off positions. If the voltage remains present with the switch off, it indicates that the neutral wire is being switched. Secondly, trace the wiring to identify where the neutral wire is being switched. This may involve removing cover plates from switches and outlets and visually inspecting the wiring connections. Thirdly, correct the wiring to ensure that the switch is interrupting the hot wire instead of the neutral wire. This may involve rewiring the switch and the connected load. When working on electrical circuits, it is important to follow all safety precautions to prevent electrical shock or injury. Firstly, always turn off the power to the circuit at the breaker panel before working on any wiring. Secondly, use a voltage tester to verify that the circuit is de-energized before touching any wires. Thirdly, wear appropriate personal protective equipment, such as insulated gloves and safety glasses. Fourthly, never work on electrical circuits while standing in water or on a wet surface. Fifthly, if you are not comfortable working on electrical circuits, hire a qualified electrician to do the work. Ignoring these safety precautions can have serious consequences, including electrical shock, burns, or even death. In the event of an electrical shock, immediately call for medical assistance. Do not attempt to move the victim unless they are in immediate danger. Turn off the power to the circuit if possible. Once the power is off, check the victim's breathing and pulse. If they are not breathing, administer CPR. If they have a pulse but are not breathing, provide rescue breathing. Keep the victim warm and comfortable until medical help arrives. It is important to understand the principles of electrical safety to protect yourself and others from electrical hazards. Always follow the NEC and other applicable codes and standards. If you are unsure about any aspect of electrical work, consult with a qualified electrician. Continuous education and training are essential for staying up to date on the latest electrical safety practices. Consider attending electrical safety courses and workshops to enhance your knowledge and skills. By taking proactive measures to prevent electrical accidents, you can create a safer environment for yourself, your family, and your community. Remember, electrical safety is everyone's responsibility. When dealing with electrical issues, it's important to have a systematic approach to diagnose and fix the problem. Here's a breakdown of steps to take when encountering a switch neutral situation. Firstly, identify the problem. Use a non-contact voltage tester or multimeter to confirm that the neutral wire is energized when the switch is off. This indicates that the switch is improperly wired to the neutral conductor instead of the hot conductor. Secondly, safely turn off the power. Before making any changes to the wiring, turn off the circuit breaker that controls the affected circuit. This is crucial to prevent electrical shock. Verify that the power is off by using a voltage tester and the wires you'll be working with. Thirdly, access the wiring. Remove the switch plate and carefully pull out the switch from the electrical box. Inspect the wiring connections to see how the switch is wired. Take note of which wires are connected to the switch terminals. Fourthly, rewire the switch correctly. Identify the hot wire, which is usually black. Connect it to one of the terminals on the switch. Connect the other terminal to the wire that goes to the light fixture or the device you're controlling. The neutral wire, which is usually white, should bypass the switch entirely and connect directly to the neutral wires in the box. Fifthly, ensure proper grounding. Make sure that the ground wire, which is usually green or bare copper, is properly connected to the grounding terminal on the switch and to the ground wires in the electrical box. Proper grounding is essential for safety. Sixthly, test the circuit. After wiring the switch correctly, carefully push the switch back into the electrical box and secure it with screws. Turn the circuit breaker back on and test the switch to ensure it's working properly. Use a voltage tester to confirm that the light fixture or device is only energized when the switch is on. Seventhly, double check your work. Before closing everything up, double check all wiring connections to ensure they are secure and properly insulated. Use electrical tape to wrap any exposed wires or connections. Make sure that all wires are neatly arranged inside the electrical box. Eighthly, document the issue. Keep a record of the problem and the steps you took to fix it. This can be helpful for future reference or if you encounter similar issues in the future. Consider taking photos of the wiring before and after making changes. Ninthly, consider professional help. If you're not comfortable working with electrical wiring or if you're unsure about any step of the process, it's best to call a qualified electrician. Working with electricity can be dangerous and it's important to prioritize safety. Tenthly, use quality materials. When making electrical repairs or upgrades, always use high-quality materials that meet safety standards. This includes switches, wires, connectors, and electrical tape. Using substandard materials can increase the risk of electrical hazards. Remember that electrical codes and regulations vary depending on your location. It's important to familiarize yourself with the specific requirements in your area and to follow them carefully. If you're unsure about any aspect of electrical work, consult with a local electrical inspector or a qualified electrician. Proper electrical wiring and switching are essential for safety. By following the correct procedures and using quality materials, you can minimize the risk of electrical hazards and ensure that your electrical system is working properly. When dealing with older wiring systems, it's important to exercise extra caution. Older wiring may be damaged, deteriorated, or improperly installed, which can increase the risk of electrical problems. If you're working with older wiring, it's often best to consult with a qualified electrician to assess the condition of the wiring and recommend appropriate repairs or upgrades. In some cases, it may be necessary to replace the entire wiring system to ensure safety and reliability. Electrical safety should always be a top priority. By taking the necessary precautions and following the correct procedures, you can minimize the risk of electrical hazards and protect yourself and others from harm. Never take shortcuts or ignore safety regulations when working with electricity. If you're ever in doubt, consult with a qualified electrician or electrical inspector. Understanding the basics of electrical theory can be helpful for troubleshooting electrical problems. Basic concepts such as voltage, current, resistance, and power can help you understand how electrical circuits work and how to diagnose issues. Voltage is the electrical potential difference between 2 points in a circuit. It's measured in volts and represents the force that drives current through the circuit. Current is the flow of electrical charge through a circuit. It's measured in amps and represents the rate at which charge is flowing. Resistance is the opposition to the flow of current in a circuit. It's measured in ohms and represents the difficulty of pushing current through the circuit. Power is the rate at which electrical energy is transferred in a circuit. It's measured in watts and represents the amount of energy being used or generated. The relationship between voltage, current, resistance, and power is described by Ohm's law, which states that voltage is equal to current times resistance, or volts equals amps times ohms. This law can be used to calculate any of these values if the other two are known. For example, if you know the voltage and resistance in a circuit, you can calculate the current by dividing the voltage by the resistance. Power is calculated by multiplying voltage by current, or watts equals volts times amps. This formula can be used to calculate the power consumption of an electrical device or the power output of a generator. Understanding these basic concepts can help you troubleshoot electrical problems and make informed decisions about electrical repairs and upgrades. However, it's important to remember that working with electricity can be dangerous, and it's always best to consult with a qualified electrician if you're unsure about any aspect of electrical work.